Shalom, shalom, peace. Hey, welcome y'all. Welcome y'all. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. This Don't Shoot the Messenger number 71. It's your brother IQ Amath. Iquar, as I'm also known as a member of Messengers of the Covenant. I want to wish everyone and bless everyone with a good day today. We're still in our celebration of the Feast of Dedication. We're moving into day 8 this evening. So we'll be having class later on this evening. So I'm doing an earlier Manna Monday, early Manna Monday, checking in, right? We'll be having a closing dedication class this evening. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. For that, hopefully everybody's well as you're getting this information streaming across your YouTube channel or your Facebook or whatever, however you're watching this, as long as you're watching this. All right. Hey, do me a favor. Help your brother out. You in the house. Did you wipe your feet on the mat? Did you wipe your feet on the mat? Come on now. Wipe them feet on the mat. Hit the like button. Help your brother out. Help the movement out. Let's get this algorithm kicking so that we can make sure that this information stays relevant on these platforms. You understand? So here we go. DSTM number 71. We made it. Manna Monday. Who's ready to eat? All right, let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and let's get to a few of these articles. I won't be before you too long. I know I always say that sometimes, but hey, I think I really mean it this time. We'll find out. Here we go. Let's check this out. Remember last episode 70, we were covering the multiple athletes that were dying of sudden heart attacks after they got poked. Now look at this. New York Times deputy editor dies of a what? A heart attack. What? After getting the poke? Let's read this. Hold on. New York Times deputy editor dies of a heart attack day after, not days, day after getting the Moderna poke. Here he goes, showing off his little vax card. He's so proud. Double masks. I mean, he's doing everything right. Everything right, including dying of a heart attack. You got that one right too. The deputy Asia editor for the New York Times, Carlos Tejada, died in the hospital in Seoul, South Korea on December 17, 2021, the day after reportedly getting a booster. He got the boost. He got the boost. The day after reportedly getting the booster, experimental messenger, RNA. I'm trying to read this so I can kind of mask this because they just, I want to be careful. I'll bring it out probably hump day, Hebrew hump day. Uh, I just seen a story earlier that Joe Rogan, dude's got like the biggest podcast in the world, massive audience, had a YouTube. I guess he uploaded his podcast on YouTube where he interviewed the cat that is responsible for creating the mRNA technology. I can't recall the guy's name off the top of my head right now. I think it's William something. But nonetheless, he had an interview with him over the weekend, I think, or last week or something like that. I think it was last Friday. And lo and behold, he got canceled. They already have suspended or actually canceled the Twitter accounts and all that of the doctor. But Joe Rogan goes and interviews him. Thing went viral, from what I'm understanding. Multi millions of people watching it. YouTube, the bots and the trolls and the fact checkers was on top of it. They suspended. They cut that off. So they canceled that platform. And this is coming from a doctor who created the mRNA technology. And for the censorship to come back behind him and say, you don't know what you're talking about, that's medical misinformation. How can you tell the inventor of the tech that he doesn't know what he's talking about and the dangers in which it possesses? I mean, good Lord. I don't feel that bad that they done you know, canceled our channel. I mean, that just lets you know, man. Times is of the essence. They're gonna really be shutting everybody up pretty soon, man. So, pardon me as I'm trying to navigate around some of these words to make sure that things is understood. Okay, but nonetheless, let's get back to this. Here he goes, Mr. Tejada, right? According to his wife, 49-year-old Tejada died of a heart attack. She informed the world of her husband's sudden death in a tweet December 18th. This is Carlos' wife, Nora. It's with deepest sorrow that I have to share with you that Carlos passed away last night of a heart attack. I've lost my best friend and our kids, lost truly a great dad. I will be off social media for a while. Uh-oh. Trust the science. Trust the science, they say, huh? A message is posted on his Instagram account. Tejada indicated he had received the J&J experimental human adenovirus vectored. Well, we're just gonna say he got the J&J poke. Just leave it at that. On July 5th and on December 17th, Tejada wrote, double jabbed, Janssen fueled, Moderna boosted. What do we see here that's kind of interesting? He mixed the cocktail up. Remember, I've covered that in previous DSTMs, where they were saying that you can go ahead and mix them up. Doesn't matter. Oh, you got the J&J? No problem. You can go ahead and get the Pfizer too. Oh, you got the Moderna boost? Okay, no problem. Or what'd you get previously? Oh, you got the J&J? No problem. He started off with the J&J. Then he mixed it and got the Moderna boost. Now look what he says here. Double jabbed. Janssen, meaning Johnson, fueled. Moderna boosted. Hey, Okra, hit me with your best wet snot. All I had to do was fill out this form in a language I can't read. Translation software tells me I now belong to the BTS army. Whatever he's talking about, But listen, as he mocks the okra, he's worried about the okra, but he should have been worried about what they jabbed him up in the arm with. See, so proud, trust the science. That's it for him, Carlos. Sayonara. But we see another death, another heart attack, all based around that poke. All right, let's move on. Let's look at this. As we continually seeing war games playing out, politicking playing out, alliances being formed. See, we've been talking about this for a little while now. It's becoming even more clearer. China and Russia military cooperation raises the prospect of a new challenge to American power. Joint military exercises and technology sharing are seen as tools to limit the U.S. might abroad. To limit the U.S.'s might abroad. They should have said to limit U.S. might abroad. I mean, these people. Okay. They're talking about the power of the U.S., not a question of might something happen or not. But anyway. All right. So they're talking about China and Russia doing joint military exercises and sharing technology, all in the effort to take down this clown, right? Fighting for world supremacy. See, that's the whole thing. Don't You got to look at it, and this is why it's good that we're still in the spirit of dedication. You see that if you see the the lesson I did last week, the first day of dedication regarding the Maccabean Wars, and prior to that, Hellenization or dedication, I went through and showed a little bit of the history in regards to the um, the four winds, as the scriptures call them, but the four generals that divided the kingdom of Alexander the Freak, and how they went through their own particular wars, trying to gain supreme power. Trying to gain supreme power is what they wanted. So it's really nothing for them to sit back and fight each other. Because you see, looking at it, you say, man, it's Esau, China against. They all want power. They all want the final war. I mean, they all want control of the world, thinking they've got next. But the kingdom of Yahweh Shai is next. They all got it twisted. They're going to be biting and gnawing at each other's heels, taking each other out as we're building up. The kingdom of heaven is within us. Thus saith Yahweh Shai in Mark the 6:33. Right? As we're building up, we're nation building, we're bonding with the Most High, we're learning more about our commandments, we're learning more about our enemies and how we're supposed to be separating, we're distancing ourselves from following after these folly days, we're becoming more holy, they're becoming more anxiously wicked, turning on each other, biting at the heels of each other, right? So as they start to destroy themselves, we're building ourselves up for the final cliche, or not the final curtain call. You know what I mean? For Yahweh Shai and the angels to come down and destroy this place. Okay. So here we see international warfare going on. Right now, it's still on the table. We seen last week in episode number 70 that the talks between Biden and Putin didn't go so well. All the threats are still on the table. Russia still went back and launched another hypersonic missile, testing it out. China was laying out the heavy threats, talking about, America's involvement with Taiwan. So what did they decide to do? Oh, we're going to come together against the beast, the other parts of the beast. You know what I mean? It's like the beast biting his own tail. You ever seen a dog like chasing its own tail? This is what they're doing, man. Esau playing games with each other. But that's okay. It's self-destruction. The kingdom divided against itself can't stand. Okay, so let's look at this. Yeah, they only gonna give me a little bit of it. Wall Street Journal be doing that. Okay, but let's look at this here. As authoritarian regimes in China and Russia continue to make gains, President Slow Biden faces a challenge of reigniting global democracy at a summit for democracy. Wall Street Journal's Gerald F. Sheeb explains how Biden will navigate these challenges at the virtual summit. Let's see what the video said. I didn't watch the video. I just try to look at the first half hour. I mean, part of the paragraph. My bad. I'm over talking it. Let me turn it up a little bit so y'all can hear.
3 decades ago, after the Berlin Wall fell and communism collapsed in the Soviet Union, few would have seen a need to hold a summit seem to be gathering steam around the globe. That provides the backdrop for a very big initiative by the Biden administration that comes to fruition this week, a global summit meeting of democratic leaders.
My bad, y'all.
Decades ago, after the Berlin Wall fell and communism collapsed in the Soviet Union, few would have seen a need to hold a summit meeting to talk about the future of democracy. Today, not so much. Dictatorships and authoritarian regimes seem to be gathering steam around the globe. That provides the backdrop for a very big initiative by the Biden administration that comes to fruition this week, a global summit meeting of democratic leaders.
It will bring together 110 governments representing diverse democratic experiences around the world, as well as civil society and private sector leaders.
The Biden administration entered office worried the U.S. and other democracies were losing ground to the authoritarians in China and Russia in this competition. This summit, as well as days of related
losing ground to China and Russia. The expansion of democracy is losing ground. China and Russia and their authoritarian power regimes are fighting against it.
Activities leading up to it amounts to an attempt to redress the balance. Of course, one of the most telling aspects of the summit will be the list of countries that aren't there. Russia and China will be absent. Meanwhile, Taiwan, which China considers a breakaway province rather than a nation, will be there, which will add to tensions between the U.S. and China.
Because it is doing this for democracy. But this is, in fact, the very opposite of democracy. It will do no good to global solidarity, no good to cooperation, and no good to development.
Also absent will be American allies with questionable human rights records, including Egypt and Saudi Arabia. The Biden administration hopes the very fact of the summit taking place will go a long way to show that the Democratic model remains strong and that democracies are united. And it is planning some specific steps to show how democracies can support those fighting authoritarian regimes. It's using the summit as an occasion to limit the export of surveillance technology that dictators use on their own people and to announce economic sanctions against countries where corruption is rampant, which tends to be a hallmark of authoritarian regimes. And it's going to use the summit meeting itself to provide a platform for democracy and human rights activists from around the world who often are repressed or suppressed by their own governments. The White House also knows that authoritarian nations, particularly China and Russia, will charge that democratic nations are in no position to preach to others, given that they struggle with deep internal political.
Tell you something, be having them fake handshakes. See, overall, y'all watching this, right? Bottom line, what they're saying is, it's basically going to be those who want democracy, who's ever riding under the wave of um, America and the beast system that it's established, or you can go under the beast system of the totalitarian way, which and the corrupt nations, China, Russia, Saudi Arabia, all of them, right? That's where the lines are getting divided. This is where the conference is. That's why I said in the last episode where you seen Nicaragua gave over the embassy, Taiwan's embassy to China. They're making their decisions and saying who are we going to side with. So now we're seeing where the divide is happening. Nations are being split. People are choosing sides so that the warfare can move forward. Okay.
Political divisions, social grievances that sometimes turn violent, and legacies of racism and inequality. U.S. officials say the response will be to say that democracies, unlike authoritarian regimes, openly acknowledge their shortcomings and deal with them transparently for all the world to see.
Yeah. So we see all of this, right? So you're looking out here, Russian President Vladimir Putin, Chinese leader Xi Jinping oversaw an ambitious joint military exercise in China this summer, which, along with reported collaborations in aviation, undersea, and hypersonic weapons technology, point to solidifying defense alignment, according to military analysts. So, they're talking about the things that they're working on as far as um, war is concerned, military exercises, working together, hypersonic weapons tech, you know, um, and if you notice, everything is based around them doing military things. You see here, aviation, undersea, hypersonic weapons tech, solidifying a defense. They're doing everything on a military basis. Why are they only concentrating on that? But if you remember a couple of weeks ago, or maybe about a week and a half ago, I'm not sure which episode it was, but they were also talking about working out new things economically together. So the divide is there. It's not gonna be no kumbaya world peace conference and all that. Everybody's gonna get along. We're all straight. No, no, no. You see it here. Things are getting more escalated and the dividing lines are being shown. Okay. Let's move on. Now, I want everybody to make sure you pay attention to this because I talked about the yo-yo that Esau be putting out there, man. Maybe we got to go here. Maybe we got to go here just in case anybody forgot. Just in case anybody forgot. Look at this. This is one of my favorites. When he speaketh fair, Proverbs 26:25. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Speaking about the wicked, speaking about our oppressor, speaking about those who come against the word of the Lord. Anytime they speak fair, you cannot believe them. This is part of the yo-yo. Okay. Denmark health chief says okra is bringing about the end of the pandemic, and we will have our normal lives back in 2 months. So, people in Denmark and anybody that's reading this in other countries in Europe, they're all saying, yay, we finally defeated it. We're going to be good. Everything's going to be over. They promised us back to. Hold on. Didn't they say that before? Haven't they said that before? We'll get back to normal after a few months. Once the jab get rolled out, we'll be back to normal. We just need 14 days to continue. You know what? See, I'm talking this. Let me see. 14 days, flatten the curve. Let's see who said that. Notable and quotable. Let's see here. Let's look at CNBC. Let's just see. A year later, Trump's 15 days to slow the spread campaign shows how little we knew about the vid. That was what they first came out with. Director, here you go, Frankenstein Fauci, flip flop, and he's holding it in his hand. This was the declaration of how they were going to control it. We'll get back to normal. Don't trip. It's only going to take 15 days to slow the spread. That was damn near 2 years ago. And things have only gotten worse. They had everybody hopes up. Look, Tuesday marked 1 year since President Donald Trump announced his administration 15 days to slow the spread campaign, asking Americans to stay home for about 2 weeks in an effort to contain the vid. Did that work? No, but they had everybody thinking ain't no big deal. This one was on. I played the video where he was talking about, oh, nobody should be wearing masks. It should be fine. It might catch a little bit of something, but other than that, people watch these movies and stuff like that. They think that it's gonna stop it. You don't really need a mask. Wear one if you want to, but remember all of that. So here we go, back on the yo-yo. Why? Because all of the rioting, all of the civil unrest, all of the uproars of the people, everybody that's sitting out there, they're trying to shut down the information of anybody saying, "Oh, this thing is dangerous. Don't take the poke. Don't do that." You know, they're seeing a resistance, so they say, "Let's calm them down. Let's calm them down. Let's rock them back to sleep." Don't fall for this, y'all. Denmark health chief says the okra is bringing about the end of the pandemic, and we will have our normal lives back in 2 months. So that should mean no more masks. That should be no more mandates with these folks. That should mean no more can't go into a restaurant, vax pass, all the other stuff should be out of here. Let's see in 2 months if all of that is off the table. Now they're talking about that in Denmark, right? America ain't going for that, you know. But if you look at other countries, we're gonna look at that in a second. They're all playing the same game in Europe. France is easing up, Israel's easing up, you know, because they playing this game of yo-yo and emotional, uh, trauma with people, giving you a little hope, and the next thing you know, they come lock you down again until we get to what we talked about before: learned helplessness. Y'all remember that? Where you just give up and just say, "Forget it. I'm not gonna fight no more." So here we go. Tyra Grove Krause is the chief epidemiologist at Denmark State Serum Institute. Speaking Monday, she said okra's hospitalization risk was half that of Delta. This, she said, could spell the end of the pandemic in around 2 months. So, this is what they're talking about out of there. Danish health chief has said that the vid okra variant is bringing about the end of the pandemic, saying we will have our normal lives back in 2 months. Speaking to Danish TV2, Tyra Grove Krause, the chief epidemiologist, we just read that part. This, she said, has given Danish authorities hope. Up there we go, hope that the vid pandemic in Denmark could be over in 2 months. Isn't that nice? So this is what they're promoting in Denmark, right? So how about this? Wall Street Journal again. You see here, vid cases are soaring to new records in the U.S. Holiday reporting delays mean real infection rates are likely higher than officials say. Okay, and I had this whole thing down. Oh man, they must have cut me off. Well, don't worry about it, y'all. This article they were saying, um, they were mentioning that the restrictions are being more lifted in, and what they mean is the quarantine timing and all of that when they're talking about the easing off restrictions. So it was France. Um, it was saying that Israel was going to be opening up its borders for certain countries, certain foreigners. America's still red listed. They say no, America, you can't come. Um, I forgot whichever countries that they got, but they were just basically showing the yo-yo. Okay, France is lighting up. They're basically saying they used to have the quarantine was 10 days if you tested positive. Now they're reducing it to 7. They're just kind of easing up off of the leash a little bit, just a little bit, just so that you can breathe again, just so that you can have some hope again before they go back and lock it down again. That's all they playing games with, man. They trying to rock people back to sleep. That's what they did with um, Obama when he got elected as president. Man, everybody was on George Bush's head because of the all of the economy was jacked up. Uh, the war in Afghanistan, there was no weapons of mass destruction, all the other stuff. Remember, even Kanye came out and was like, George Bush doesn't like black people and all that. Remember that? Everybody was on Bush's head. Nobody wanted no Republicans. Here comes this black knight in shining armor that was supposed to change the world. Yes, we can. Remember that? And he jumped up in there, rocked everybody to sleep. Came in, instituted gay marriage, exalted the LGBTQ HIV community to heights never seen before. Right? Police brutality and killings of Jakes was up under his regime. The question was always, what have you done for black people, Obama? You know, besides shooting basketballs and hanging out with Jay-Z and everybody else, trying to look down. But meanwhile, he didn't really do nothing. Cause didn't nothing change. Niggas was out here thinking, oh man, we finally got a black man in the office. We about to paint the White House black. It's going down. We coming up. Blah, 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 blah. This is a historic time. People was crying all in the streets, wilding out. Especially our elder brothers and sisters. Came up in the 50s and the 60s and all of that. They said, we thought we would never see this in our generation. We got a black president. And what they do? Rock you niggas asleep. And then what they do? They slid in after 8 years of rocking. They got back to the agenda. Gave us Donald Trump. He came in smashing. Then everybody woke up again. And then what they do? Rock them back to sleep with slow Biden. And now that he's being exposed in just his first year, now they got to, they try to rock you to sleep with some stimulus, try to rock you to sleep saying we got jobs, niggas. And ain't none of that happened. He's got his Build Back Better plan, still ain't been approved. And you don't fit in that equation, blacks and Hispanics. You're not building back better. Okay. Don't get it twisted. So, we're seeing here, this is all part of the plan. Rock him to sleep, bring him up high, take him down low. All right. Let's move on. A couple more and then we get. Shout out to my brother Allah died. We was talking about this months ago. And he had been watching and checking the trajectory of the winter and how the winter was going to be this year. And better late than never. The storms is here. There's a report in Australia. Hold on. Let me get that one. 74, I think it's 74 and a half. I'm saying Australia. My bad. Not Australia. Um, Alaska. 75, 74. Snow. 74. Let me see if that's it. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Climate Depot. 74 and a half inches of snow. Multiple records smashed in Alaska. Their previous high was 54.8 inches of snow. Look at all the snow built up in the back of this truck. So the storm is here. Snowfall is here. Okay. Hold on. What's that mean for people in these regions? I mean, they talking about how this is shut down. Washington D.C. is shut down because of the snow. They're talking about the testing centers for everybody needs to run around and go get tested before they go back to work, before they can travel, before they can get their kids into school. All the other that's being shut down. Thousands of people, hundreds, I think 100,000 plus people without power in the southeast region, in the Carolinas on up. Now we're seeing tens of thousands without power as a massive storm hits. This was the day after Christmas. I didn't put this one in this past DSTM, but I brought this one out. But I got another one. I got another one. Don't say, man, that was a week ago. Don't be pulling up. Don't worry. I got another one. Tens of thousands without power as a massive storm hits the western U.S. See that? Pacific Northwest got hit. 4 to 7 feet of snow in the Sierra region, leading to closures in Northern California. Yeah, even California got snow. So yeah, that's what y'all don't know. It does snow in California. You got to go up north. You got to go in the mountains. But in the cities and the counties, no snow. California is big as hell. For some of y'all that don't know, the drive top to bottom probably take you about 10 hours from the border of San Diego to the border of Sacramento. You probably about 10 hours, bare minimum. Okay, so when you're going further up north and you're dealing in the mountains and all of that, yeah, we get snow. Okay. Uh, the National Weather Service issued a winter storm warning for Greater Lake Tahoe through 1 a.m. Tuesday and warned for widespread whiteout conditions. So look at this: 56,000 homes and businesses without power, 11,000 without power in Oregon, and 6,000 in Washington. Can you imagine? And you're dealing with the freezing temperatures. That's why if them people, man, if they didn't have a little uh, uh, kerosene heater or a backup generator or something to generate some, they in trouble. Your power's going out. That means your food, your food might, have problems. If you're working with electric stove heaters and all that other stuff, how you cooking your food? Do you have any gas or propane backups? If you didn't, then people are in trouble. They're gonna be waiting for FEMA, waiting for the power companies to get their acts together and hopefully be able to save the day. How long will that take? Who knows? That's why it's always good to have a little something prepared in the event that there's something that befalls the people, right? Let's look at this one. I said I got more. This is how long? 3 hours ago? Oh, okay. Washington Post. Sneak attack storm. Sneak attack. That's why I said better late than never. See, it was kind of optimistic. They were talking about a heavy, heavy snowfall and bad winter was coming this year. Aladad said that a few months back. He showed me this Edomite that was tracking. He had all the damn tech tracking the storms and all this other stuff. Somehow he had months advanced tech that can tell you about the storm tracking. I said, well, you know, this Esau, man, it's always snowing. Who knows how bad it's going to be? But here we see it. It's starting to get worse. Sneak attack, bringing storm heavy snow, severe weather to the eastern U.S. I mean, some may say, man, that ain't nothing. We always get snow. But if it's a sneak attack, that means it's unexpected. So, some people didn't have preparations in place to see themselves through the storm. All right. So we see here severe weather in the Carolinas, rapidly developing dynamic storm system will bring a slew of meteorological chaos as it lashes the East Coast on Monday, yielding hefty snow totals for some along the Interstate 95 corridor. Winter storm warning stretch from Alabama to New Jersey, while areas in the southeastern United States are likely to see strong winds and a chance of tornadoes. About 500,000 customers were without power at sunrise in the southeast due to strong winds. So here you got 500,000 in the southeast. We're just seeing thousands, tens of thousands without power in the west region. So the whole country's getting hit. You see the snow? Here we go. Sweeping across the country. So the storms of the Lord is attacking and hitting. Notice it said attack. Hmm? The attack of the Lord is hitting. Right? So we're just seeing and showing even more about why it's necessary to see what's going on and what's happening in the world and making sure we're prepared and understand the times that we're living in. Okay? Here goes another one. School, work, travel can wait. It's snow blankets, the U.S. Capitol. This is in D.C. They even had slow Biden. He was getting off of Air Force One. They told him get back on the plane. He had to sit down there 30 minutes because the plane couldn't really operate in the snow before he could get off. And I'm sure they didn't want him to fall off the stairs and have another embarrassing moment like he did before when he fell upstairs. How you do that, I don't know. Falling up the stairs. But look at the snow. This is the Lincoln Memorial. You can't even see the phallic symbol and all the other stuff on there. Let me see if I can get another picture. There's DC getting snowed in. I do not envy y'all that live in these weather. This is wild. Look at Esau want to walk her damn dog. She the only one out. Goddamn heathen. Look at the statues. They're frozen over. This was slow Biden when he finally was able to get off the plane. So, storm hitting. It's bad news over there in the East Coast, man. If y'all out there, man, and you find yourself out there, man, stay warm. You know, hopefully y'all are well, and the Most High is watching over and protecting you. Light work today, y'all. Light work today. Man of Monday. Hopefully everybody got a little bit of food in their stomach. You know what I mean? Do me a favor again. Hit that like button. Share the video. Make sure you're continually doing your work for the Most High by fearing Him and keeping His commandments. And lastly, remember, don't shoot the messenger. I'm out, y'all. Shalom. See y'all this evening. Most High willing. Y'all tune in, and we'll be closing out. I'll be having a closing out class for our everyday dedication. Even if you celebrated it already, you should still already be in there checking it out. All right. I'm out of here.